All right, let's jump right in. Imagine this. You've just landed in Melbourne. It's your first day. We're going to get you speaking like a local, like right away. No fluff, just the good stuff, what you actually need to know to survive and, not stick out like a sore thumb.
Okay, so let's have a bit of fun with this. For the next few minutes, I'm your true blue tutor. And yeah, I'm absolutely rapt to be here. Rapt, by the way, just means I'm super happy, totally stoked, and that friendly vibe, that's what you're going to find all over Melbourne, for real. So what's our goal here? It's pretty simple, really. We're going to make sure you don't look like a drongo. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll know exactly what that means, and more importantly, how not to be one. So you ready? Let's get stuck in.
First things first, if you're in Melbourne, your day starts with one thing, coffee. And listen, it's not just a drink here. It's a whole culture. It's practically a religion. And yeah, it definitely has its own secret language.
Okay, so this is your first test. You walk into a cool little cafe, maybe in Fitzroy, and you say, "Can I have a regular latte?" Whoops, you might as well have a giant neon sign that says tourist above your head. The real pro move, you ask for a magic. That's your first step to fitting right in. And there's that word again, drongo. Look, it's a classic Aussie insult for, an idiot, but it's usually said with a bit of a laugh. Still, you really don't want to be the drongo who stuffs up their coffee order on day one, right? So you're probably wondering, what on earth is a magic? Well, think of it like this. It's a double shot of ristretto, which is kind of like a shorter, more punchy espresso, and it's topped with silky steamed milk. And the key is it's served in a smaller cup. It's all about that perfect balance. The locals even call it the Goldilocks of coffee because it's not too strong, not too milky, it's just right.
And hey, while we're on the subject, another quick tip. If you want a latte but, hate all that foam, don't even say latte without foam. Just ask for a flatty. Simple as that. It's short for flat white, and it's just what everyone says.
Okay, pop quiz time. Let's say you wanted to invite me for a coffee later today in the afternoon. How would you say that using proper Aussie slang? Got it? The word you're looking for is arvo. So you just say, "Want to grab a coffee this arvo?" Easy.
Okay, coffee mission complete. Now, let's fast forward a bit. Picture this. It's a scorcher of a day. It's Christmas Eve, and you've scored an invite to a classic Aussie barbie. That's a barbecue, of course. Time to get ready for the sesh, the party, the gathering, you get the idea.
Okay, listen up, because this is probably the most important rule of all. Rule number 1 of the Aussie Barbie, you never, ever show up empty-handed. And the number one thing you need? An Esky. It's basically a portable cooler, and the expectation is that you'll rock up with it full of ice and drinks to share. Don't forget this one.
All right, we need to talk about something. That whole shrimp on the Barbie thing you've heard a million times? Yeah, no. That's purely for the tourists. Let me tell you what really happens. On a hot Christmas Eve, the locals are all down at the Queen Vic Market, and they're buying kilograms of fresh prawns to eat cold. That is the real classic summer tradition.
So the sun's starting to set, the workday is done, it's knockoff time. You're on your way to the Barbie, but you've got to make one crucial stop first. Where are you heading? To the Bottle-O. That's just what everyone calls the bottle shop, the liquor store.
Now here's the thing. In Australia, you don't just ask for a beer. The language is way more specific. That small standard bottle, that's a stubby. The big 750 ml bottle, that's a long neck. And if you're really doing your duty and stocking up that Esky for everyone, you're going to grab a whole slab, a case of 24.
Okay, let's run through a little scenario. You're at the Bottle-O. It's busy, you need a 6-pack of the small bottles and a couple of those big ones, and you want them cold. How do you say that like a pro without hesitating?
Here it is, the perfect line. You walk up and say, "G'day, can I grab a 6-pack of stubbies and a couple of cold long necks, thanks?" Boom. It's clear, it's quick, and honestly, you'll sound like you've lived here your whole life.
And just to put the cherry on top, when they hand you your change, what do you say? Just a simple ta. It's just a super casual way to say thanks. Perfect.
All right, moving on. Let's look at how you can weave some of this into just, regular conversation. A lot of the time, sounding like a local is just about these tiny little swaps in how you phrase things.
So for example, instead of saying something kind of formal like, "I've no idea," an Aussie would probably just say, "Haven't got a clue, mate." Or here's a great one. If you're super busy, you're not just very busy. Oh no, you're flat out like a lizard drinking. I mean, you can just picture it, right? It's brilliant.
Okay, Now we need to talk about something that is 100% a Melbourne thing. And honestly, it's terrifying for anyone who's never done it. The hook turn. So, to avoid hitting the trams, you have to turn right from the far left lane. Yeah, you heard that right. You pull out into the middle of the intersection, you wait for the light to change, and then you just go. It feels completely wrong, but hey, it's the law.
So, another quick pop quiz. You're driving, you see the sign for a hook turn up ahead. What's going through your head? How would you put that into words, Aussie style? You might say, I reckon this is going to be tricky. Or maybe you're confident, I reckon I can handle it. See? Reckon is just a super common substitute for I think or I believe.
And we can't finish without talking about the shoey. This one was made famous all over the world by F1 driver Daniel Ricciardo, and it is, well, it's exactly what it sounds like. You take a drink, pour it into a shoe, and then you chug it. It is a very unique way to celebrate. Some might even call it a bit feral, which basically means wild or, kind of gross.
So, after this whirlwind tour of Melbourne slang, here's your takeaway. Your starter pack. If you only remember 5 things, make it these. You know what a drongo is? You know you need an esky? You know how to order a stubby? You know what a hook turn is, even if you're scared of it, and you know to say ta.
And honestly, that's pretty much it. You've got the basic toolkit. Now you can walk into a cafe with confidence, you can handle a trip to the bottle-o, and most importantly, you can show up to that Barbie looking like you belong there. Not like a drongo.
So, I'm going to leave you with one last question. And be honest, now that you know exactly what a shoey is, do you reckon you'd ever actually do one? Or is that just a bit too feral for you? Let us know what you think. Cheers, mate.